Hey, welcome to Candlestick Cash Radar. We are looking at a couple stocks. We're going to look at one short side and a couple long side. There's really only one good sector, as you'll see. So for the day, it was a bad Monday. Your market down 2.5%. Everything was down. Our consumer staples were the most robust, as those are your defensives. So sometimes when the market's going down, those prove to be your defensives. That's why they call them that. In the 1 month, defensives like consumer staples are that's the only green we have besides gold. Besides gold, it's the only green. 2% up. The SPY down 7% in the last 1 month. So not so great. Let's take a look at our indices here, and we got starting with the Dow. We have slightly bearish sentiment, should we say. We're still in our downtrend. We had that MACD crossover. Now we're crossed back under, and you have your falling window here, your bearish doji sandwich. Next support would be down here around 372, so maybe another $10 down. So be careful. We're also building some steam with our our green dots on your Squeeze Pro. So not so great on the Dow. I'd say we are looking, if you want to do anything to the short side, maybe you just want to stay out of the market. And here's your NASDAQ, same kind of thing. We're getting back to that Fibonacci retracement. We're kind of at that 50%. We actually hit the 61.8 today at 427, so maybe look at that as potential support. And then the SPY, very similar to the Dow, maybe a little bit more downside. So if we closed at 514 or so, next support might be this 494, 490, this kind of range here. So SPY could go down quite a bit. So be very careful on the long side, and we're only going to look at one sector long, and that is, unless you're in gold already. I am in the gold miners, GDX, and so that's working well. But the only sector I would look at is XLP. So I'm going to show you a couple stocks in the XLP that I like. So here's your XLP. You're above the T line. You're above, which is your 8 EMA. You're above the 50. The 50 stacked above the 200. Your 20 is sloped up. So, not bad, not great, but this is it's slim pickings in this market. So we are getting some, we're kind of gently rising up here. A lot of resistance up at 82, so not sure about the upside. I wouldn't buy the XLP itself. I would look to a couple names I want to show you in, so Mondelez, that looks pretty good. See how the 20 is over your 50, so that's much better look. You're in an uptrend. Your Darvis high is 68.60. But your next target would be $70. So this would be a better thing to look at. Where would I buy it? I mean, you can buy right off the 20, right off the 8. So just try and get a good risk reward there. Walmart, you got a squeeze alert. This candle pattern is called a squeeze alert candlestick pattern, where you have a harami, inside candle there, and then a one inside of that the third day. So it's a 3 candle pattern. And so you have like a harami within a harami, or like a granddaughter, this one's pregnant with this is pregnant with this. So it's called a squeeze alert. So what that means is you're looking for a move one way or the other. Since we're in an uptrend, I'm going to say to the upside. So there's a lot of potential, a lot of pregnancy in Walmart, if you've ever been to one. So there's Walmart, Mondelez. I like both of those. Yeah, Groupon is kind of, it's in that sector as well. I don't like it as much, but it's got the same implications. What do I not like as well? I mean, for one thing, you got a lot of red dots here, so that's okay. But see how your MACD is crossed under and has been for some time, really almost all of April. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and just throw out one more idea, and that is Intel. It's not in an uptrend. However, you got a lot of support at this area right here, $18.50, and it kind of supported it once again today. You did get a lower low for the fifth day in a row, so I don't love that, but it's something to look at. If it holds this 1870 support, You do have earnings coming up, so pay attention to that. But Intel's not, it's not a pick this week, but it's something I'm looking at that support. And it is also not in that sector I like, the XLP. So I like Walmart and Mondelez. That's what I like. I'm kind of giving you more ideas than usual, but let me give you one short idea. There's probably a lot of short ideas, but I noticed the insurance, KIE is your insurance ETF, and that is doing a bearish J-hook. Notice how you have your move down, and then you come up to your T-line. Actually, you got past it, but then you're rounding back. So it's like you're forming a J, right? So if you were to look at it the other way, it looks very bullish. This way it looks very bearish, like it's a J. It's just going to sink down. So KIE, you could short KIE as the index, but HGTY, if you want a smaller stock, only $8.52. If you want to short a stock, see how it's stuck under the 20 moving average, even with that long upper shadow. And your 50 is facing down, 20 is facing down. So, the first target would be down here around $8. You're right now at $8.52. If it breaks that, it could certainly go much, much lower. Just look for the next supports. So I'd go short either HGTY, which is an auto insurance company, or just the entire insurance ETF, KIE, whichever you like the best. But I prefer to go long side, and it's still a very tricky market, so I think being flat as a pancake is probably the best policy right now. But those are just some ideas for you. Hope you enjoyed Candlestick Cash Radar, and have a great week of trading.